Grab your cup as I pour the tea. It's gonna get deep as we unload and get free. Hello, this is Sharon Lady B. Richards. I am super excited for you to join me on this journey of soulful self-care and love. This passionate podcast will drop some gems from my courageous guests as they share their journey of what it took for them to accomplish their goals, dreams, and healing.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 10th episode of Unloaded, the Journey to Self. Super excited to be on this particular episode because I have a very special guest. And she's special in so many ways, and I cannot wait to share with you all the ways that she is special. Ladies and gentlemen, listening and watching, I want you to help me welcome my very special guest, Miss Carol Mirage. Carol Mirage, I'm going to give you a little insight on her before she shares her story and her journey with you. I want to share with you who she is just a little bit. This is just a little bit because she's a little lady, but she's doing a whole lot. And you're going to be so inspired by her, motivated by her in so many ways. So please watch this whole thing. And if you're listening, listen to the end. It's all going to be good, full of gems and nuggets for you to encourage you to do something great. So, Carol Mirage is a singer, a songwriter. She's an author. She's a mother of three, and one of her three happens to be the great Nicki Minaj. And we all know Nicki. We know so much about her. So, you know, I could just start to be the mother of three, number one, and to be the mother of Nicki Minaj, number two, is just a lot to say. I have one child, and that one child was hard to raise, much less three. So I'm going to share a little bit about Carol with you guys. Just bear with me because I'm doing a little bit, something new today. I normally have my cue cards, but I'm going to share with you, and you know, we're all about being authentic. Carol, as I said, she's singer, songwriter. She's an author. She has the Carol Mirage Foundation, and she's doing something new called House to Home, which we're going to share about a little bit later. She is doing a lot of motivational speaking, using her voice, sharing her experiences with women in New York through the Center of Domestic Violence in Manhattan. She wants to give back to the country of her birth, which is Trinidad and Tobago. Carol also is, let's see, she's, they call her the grandmother in St. James. She's done so much. There's just so much to say about her. And I want you guys to really listen to her story. And the first part of her story, I'm going to ask her a few questions. So she's going to answer a lot of the questions that we've all been wondering about this type of woman who has a songwriter, an author, a singer. Who knew that she sang? You know, that's where Nicki gets her voice from. Probably her other children sing too. We don't know. You know, it comes from somewhere. But the first thing I want to say is welcome, Miss Carol Mirage.
Thank you, Sharon.
I have some questions here for you. And as you know, as we shared, just speak your heart. You know, speak your heart. This Unloaded is for the people, as we shared. We want to give you guys the gems and the nuggets and the heart of people who are making a difference in the world. And this lady is doing that. I know you had some scriptures you wanted to quote. Maybe you could do it later on.
Yes, sure.
But she's a woman of God. She's a woman of faith. And I believe you cannot really do much unless you have faith and somebody higher than yourself, right? So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, who is Carol Mirage? Give us the short version. I know there's a long version.
Right. Well, you've already spoken about, you know, me being a songwriter, author, mother, and you know, I have several
hats
that
you
I wear.
Yeah.
I am a woman of faith. I cannot do anything without being led by the Lord. Because I had so many experiences where I went on my own and failed. So now
that's a good nugget, guys.
So it's very, very necessary to pray about everything.
Right.
And discern and ask God for the spirit of discernment, because that's what will not carry us through.
Right.
You know. So if I'm just a person who I believe that God placed me here for humanitarian efforts and to help others in whatever way I can.
Right. Right.
And I don't take anything for granted. Wherever I meet someone, I appreciate that they came into my path.
Right.
I look at others as how we ought to look at others, like another human being. And we wait to see what's going to unfold.
Right.
In this in whatsoever the relationship is.
So I know that you started the Carol Mirage Foundation. Share with us a little bit, if you can speak up a little bit in the mic, what this foundation, how did it start?
In 2013, I was driven, to really help women and who were going through domestic violence, because I too am a survivor of domestic violence. And I wanted to know, how can I really reach the masses, And so I started the Carol Mirage Foundation. We advocate for women and families affected by domestic violence. I started off, going and speaking to them like, here I am the mother of a superstar. And if I can be standing before you, then you can overcome also all of your trials, all of your adversities, because I'm just the same human being like you. So I started various programs. I go from Queens to Brooklyn, different shelters I will go and speak to them. And there was different programs like the MOVE program, Moving Onward Vocationally Empowered, in which we help them with certificates, jobs, whatever possible we can
awesome.
do. And we did bring toiletries and different things. I also sit one-on-one with people, just to encourage them, to go on.
Right.
I'm just like a behind-the-scenes, worker in this time.
Wow. So I want to go a little bit about starting the foundation because of domestic violence. Can you share a little bit of that experience and maybe help somebody else even to recognize what that looks and feels like, to maybe even want to be a part of your foundation?
Yes. There are so many sneaky ways that an abuser will can work his stuff. At the age of 17, I was told not to dance with this one in a party, not to say hi to the guys. And one time I just didn't listen to this 21-year-old. And he was so angry, he held me to dance with me. And he took his hand and twisted it into my flesh where no one could see.
Right.
And he twisted it into my flesh. That there was a red flag, and I should have walked away.
Wow.
I never did.
So let me ask that question. Why did you stay?
When you're young and you're in love, you tend to just forgive and keep moving on. And living in the islands, where you see people do, a man will hit his wife and slap his wife.
It's normalized.
There was, yes. You don't feel like, that was the worst thing,
right.
that anybody could do. I showed it to my family, and they saw all the marks on my back. His fingers went in like if he was twisting a cork in my flesh.
Wow.
And because he was so jealous and obsessed over me, that was a red flag. So then I went on and
You got married?
Married a man.
Okay. Because sometimes we feel like if somebody's abusing us or they're so into us that they'll do anything that's love. We identify that as love. And that's why I asked the question, because some people do, especially in our culture, identify being obsessed with somebody as love.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what they used to say as I was growing up. Oh, if he didn't hit you, he doesn't love you.
Right. See? I wanted you to share that. That's so good. And so you wind up marrying.
I married this
man. Did it get
man.
better? Did it get worse?
And one day, it was just a tumultuous relationship, because he was so possessive and obsessed over me. If someone stopped to ask me a question in the street, it was, who's that? Who's that? I just given directions. It was always, you gotta walk on eggshells all the time. So I encourage a lot of people. I go to different high schools, and I speak to people about the early signs of the abuse. Detecting it early and walking away, and not to be like me. It was a time and my children were like 5 and 9. I got out. I took one of those gypsy cars to go pick them up to go to my friend's house for the New Year's Eve, because I think he was busy on drugs and stuff. I wanted to run away and not spend that time unhappy. So I was going by my girlfriend's house, and then I just felt as the man stopped at the stoplight, someone opened the door and dragged me.
Wow.
Dragged me straight out of the car. And the man, he was elderly, and he didn't even try to help me.
You.
Dragged me a long way. I kept falling. He would hold me so tight. I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He says, please let me go. No one was inside. It was a drizzly
day,
night. And no one was around. It was December 31st.
Wow, that's how significant.
Yes. And he just kept walking with me and letting people who may look on think he's just lovers.
Yeah,
hugging me so tight. And I kept falling, and I'll just get back. I said, please let me go. My children are waiting. He was you lying, you want to get away. And it's just eyes so glossy, like he was high, and he kept going. It was such a terrifying experience that he punched me. When I tried to call for help, I saw a man standing who was his friend, but he was high. So I said, oh, hi, he's kidnapping me. And he stood right in front of the guy, and he put so many punches on my head and face.
Wow.
And the guy stood there high, and he didn't even help me.
Wow.
Then he turned back, because there was a neighbor who would probably see. So he decided to go to the backyard of somebody's house. And I kept fighting and fighting. He's telling me, get under the fence, and I will just fight. But there was a man who had seen when he looked out right when he was punching me. The guy went and put on his clothes and everything, and he was telling me, get under the fence, and I wouldn't go because I would be with him alone in a house, and I don't know what was going to happen. And then I just heard someone say, hey! He ran up and then the guy, he just dropped me, and all I know, I fainted.
Wow.
It was for the few minutes, it felt like hours. Can't breathe. You kept falling, your knees all scratched up. And I knew he was going to probably kill me. The following day, I went with a police to the house. He wasn't there, but there was a sawed-off machete next to his bed.
Wow.
And I thank God that I know exactly why he kept me thus far, and he brought me thus far.
So how did you get out?
Well, I started living apart from him, and the pastors kept coming, and the pastors will always
Okay, pastors out there.
The pastors don't want divorce.
The good ones.
They don't want divorce. They'll keep coming and praying and coming and praying, and there was a time he just stopped. he stopped drinking, and for 4 years I was happy.
And he stopped drinking.
For 4 years I was happy, and then.
So did they pray with him? Did
Yes,
they come and pray with him?
They were praying with him, and he was trying. But during the time, which is just too numerous to mention, I've been through so much with him. I would be in parties by his aunts and get-togethers, and there'll be insults and loud talking, and I'll sometimes just go in a corner and just cry, and like, how am I getting out of this? You know, I ran away many times, and he'll come and beg and cry, and it was just tumultuous and was not healthy.
Right.
But eventually, I started.
You got stronger.
I got stronger and stronger, and was
yes.
able to say, I cannot do this.
And he let you go? I mean, I don't mean to say it that way, but...
He got older, and he started not... he will say to me all the time, you're going to go 6 feet deep. I'm going to put you 6 feet deep. And I always heard that in my head. 6 feet deep.
So you're always planning out a way out. You was planning a way out. Okay.
And there were times I just had to stay by myself, with, months, years, and
the reason why I'm asking you how you got out is just to give some of our listeners some information.
First, you have to start really loving yourself and knowing that you weren't made for that. God didn't create you for that.
Right.
You got to. So, if you are God's masterpiece, you cannot be treated that way. And then you have to make your escape safely. Call the hotline, and they will give you. They will come and pick you up, but never tell the abuser, I'm going to leave you.
That's a good nugget, guys.
Yeah, many die like
Don't
that.
tell them,
Never tell them you're about to leave them. Don't put them down, because it destroys their ego, and you can. Many die like that. Just keep very quiet, act very nice the night before, and then just plan your stuff.
Right.
You don't need to pack all your clothes. You just need your papers, and just get out. Because you can always get clothes, but your life is what is more important.
Right. Did you hear that? You can always get clothes, but you cannot get your life back. So that was an awesome gem. Love yourself. I just got chills from that. You had to finally get to the place where you love yourself enough, and then you had a plan.
Put your plan in motion. Be very quiet.
Be quiet.
And be very wise.
Let me tell you, that's so hard for me. I'm always praying, God, can you just help me be quiet? I always want things right away. So saying that is a big thing. And what I love about you is your humility.
Thank you.
And that's one of the things I love about you, is you're just so humble, and it's genuine. And you want to put your best face forward. And I love that about you. Some people don't understand that, but I get it. And what I love about you is just, listen, some of us, you didn't look for revenge.
No.
You look for a way out. And that's a big deal, guys. Sometimes we're in a relationship that's not good, and then we finally get some courage, and then we say, how can we get them back? How can I pay them back? But you got the courage, and you made a plan to execute to escape.
Yes.
That is amazing. That's
you know,
admirable.
Thank you.
And that is unique too. So don't take that lightly. A lot of people would have done something opposite. Wow. So the foundation. I want to ask another question. What is the most important lesson that you've learned through that experience?
You gotta
talk up a little bit louder for us. She's soft-spoken, guys.
When you see the red flags, move on it.
Right. When you see the red flags,
move on it. Abuse will just progress.
Right. It won't get better.
And know that you are not the psychologist or the person who can heal him.
I like that.
You are not able to. Don't waste your time. But move when you see that red flag. How to wear your hair. Don't talk to, why you always going over to your friend's house? And checking the time. Oh, you're supposed to get home by 4. What you did? They are red flags. They can't help themselves. The abuser will show you themselves. Pay attention and plan your escape. But move on the way. The lesson I can tell you I learned was, it's very detrimental when you ignore the signs.
Wow. And how many of us ignore signs? Even forget about actually being physically abused, but just being in a relationship that's not right for you.
Yes.
And because we want to be in a relationship, or maybe because they do
a few things.
There you go.
They cook a little food.
A few things, right? I love that you said that. Because they do a few things right. You just overlook all the other things.
Yep.
Wow.
My husband will cook up a storm. My wishes were his commands.
Wow.
Yes, he'll curse you down. But he, as he got older, he didn't really put his hand on me. That one time and the second time or whatever. But doesn't matter if it was just one time.
Right, that's one time too many.
It was one time too many.
Yeah, because he had the tendency to do so. Wow, I love that. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Look, I need to write these nuggets down myself, but I'm going to ask you another question. What project to this date do you want to be remembered for? Is it for the Carol Mirage Foundation? Is it for your book? Is it for something you're working on right now? I want to know, I always say to people, I want to leave empty. And before I close my eyes, I want to do everything that I was created to do. If I was to close my eyes today, what would I want to be known for?
Okay. I would want to be remembered for the House to Home project.
Okay, and that's new,
And
right?
That's
the new one. So we're going to get into that House to Home project. Listen, this lady God is always speaking to her. Don't sleep on her. So I was so excited about it. You just recently shared that with me, and I was just so excited about it because it's so relevant. We were talking earlier about how many of us, especially my age now, with my parents, my father now is in his 80s, and I'm so grateful that he has a caregiver, which is my stepmother.
Yes.
And so many of us who have parents in their late 70s, 80s may not be able to provide a caregiver for our parents. And they may be living in a way that is not acceptable.
Yeah.
They may be living in an unsafe environment. They may just be living unsafe because of their age. I tell people, at my age, I don't want to trip and fall. Something may be damaged permanently. So I want you to share with us, this project.
What inspired me?
How was it inspired, and what are your thoughts, or what are your ideas for it?
Right. The House to Home project, just before COVID came in, well, I always tell people the Spirit of the Lord just blows stuff come in my spirit.
Right.
And I was talking to someone in St. Lucia, and I said, sometimes we have so much, and we just take it for granted.
Right.
And then God brought me back to, I was living in a mini mansion in Old Westbury, and then went to another area in Long Island.
Okay.
And every time people come to my house, I will say, no, I don't like this house. I hate this house. 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. People always, and I hate this house.
The house that you
Yeah.
moved into. Okay.
I like
5 bedrooms,
4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms.
I mean, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
And I hate this house. Can I get that house to hate?
An Olympic pool with weeping willows and everything. And people come.
The
in the
weeping
backyard.
willows alone, okay?
Right. People come in the backyard and like, oh, I love here.
Right.
It's like a resort. And I
Right.
say, I hate this place.
Oh wow.
So God, then this, I would send pictures of how people were actually living.
Right.
And when those pictures came to me, I couldn't speak for some minutes. It just took me away.
Wow.
I wasn't even myself.
Wow.
I didn't even know if I needed to cry or what. I know my eyes became teary, but it's like, you know, when something just changed your whole mindset.
Wow.
So I saw some houses that usually you will walk by it and know a few animals just run in there and sleep or whatever.
Wow.
But someone was actually living in that house. Blew my mind.
This is in Long Island here? Where was this?
The house?
Yeah, the house.
The house was a picture they sent me from
picture.
the island.
Okay. Just to be clear.
It was in a Caribbean island in St. Lucia.
Okay. Somebody showed you that.
Somebody sent me a picture. And I dwelt on that. I keep thinking, and I went to sleep, and I got up. It was on my mind for a while. And then I just heard the Spirit of the Lord, house to home. And I always say, how will I do this on my own?
Wow.
The house to home project was birthed.
Birthed right there.
Right there.
So we're actually going to show a clip of one of the people. Her name is Miss Teaker. She is from St. Lucia. She's 80 years old.
I want to do the scripture first before we
Yeah. So we're going to do the scripture first,
Yes,
and then we're going to show the clip. All right?
So in Psalms 41, it says, "Blessed are those who consider the poor, for they shall be delivered from trouble." Psalm 41.
Psalms 41 is
So
a
that
nugget.
is what the Lord has been pressing on my spirit. And he also said in Matthew,
Not the paper here.
he says, in Matthew says, "Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you have done to the least of my own, you have done it unto me." And these were the two scriptures that the Lord placed in my heart. Blessed is he who considers the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. So that's all we need. That's all I needed to know. He's going to deliver us in time of trouble. And we are blessed when we consider the poor. And this is the scriptures that keeps me. These scriptures keep me going. This is the drive to keep building and building. I say, Lord, how will I be able to do this? But when God calls you to do anything, He equips you. And there are like-minded people out there. He sets it up and He does all things well. All things well. So I'm not afraid.
Right, and then we talked about that being bold, especially when you know God gave it to you. You just got to keep go full speed ahead with it. Blessed
is he who considers the poor.
Considers the poor.
For in the time of trouble, God will deliver him out.
That just gave me chills.
Psalm 41.
Psalms 41, guys. That's a nugget and a gem for all the ones who read the Bible out there. But you don't even have to read the Bible. Just, she said it. She said the scripture.
41:1. Blessed is he who considers the poor. For in the time of trouble, God will deliver you out of it.
So, House to Home was birthed from this scripture. House to Home was birthed from, you realizing that you had so much. And there's so many people out there who have zero, actually below zero, because I watched the video and I was in tears because here is this 80-year-old woman from St. Lucia who takes a shower only when it rains.
Only when it rains. Only when it rains.
She has no water for 5 years, guys. 5 years. There are people out there. That might be somebody you know. And those of us who come from a different island, definitely could be somebody you know. And they haven't even spoken it. Because she just happened to get this interview It was translated, and we're going to show you the video, guys, right now. So please take the time to watch the video.
This is Miss Clefan. She's, how old are you, Miss Tika?
80.
She's 80 years old, and she's now going to explain her living conditions. So could you explain what you have been through since you have been living here? Okay, so my mother will be translating because she can't really speak English.
She has no water to wash her clothes. This is the condition she's usually in. She cannot bathe. When last you bathed?
If rain don't come, I don't have nothing.
If rain does not come, she does not have nothing.
Because I don't have water.
She has no water. Watch the camera and tell them you have no water.
I don't have no water there. I don't have... Mom, I don't know. I really don't know. Because my mind is on that. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
As you can see, this is her current living condition. This is how she lives. Miss Clefan has not had any water in her house for pretty close to 5 years. And she lives alone with no relatives. The foundation is not too solid, so I'm kind of careful how I'm walking. I'm not even too sure if she has a functioning toilet, to be quite honest with you.
She does not.
She doesn't have a functioning toilet, so
In a bucket and she has to.
as you can see, termites. I'm kind of being careful where I'm stepping. It's a really bad condition. The ceiling is, as you could see, coming apart.
Yeah, what amazing video to watch. What a heart-wrenching video.
It makes you want to cry every time
Right.
you see it. It makes you start appreciating what you have.
Right. Appreciate every single thing that you have.
You appreciate that you can run in the shower every day.
Right.
You
That
have a choice like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to bathe later on.
Right.
I'm going to shower later on.
Right.
She doesn't have a choice. She does nothing. She has no water.
No water.
And they're wondering how she eats, though. Because she's alive.
Yeah.
So we take it for granted, all the good things
Right.
that we have.
So, and I know she said that she was getting a monthly allowance, and she doesn't even know where the monthly allowance is going.
Because
So
somebody probably just took it.
somebody's taking her monthly allowance, so she's really living on zero.
Yeah, I don't know what she does. Maybe
How
has
she
something
eats.
planted, so green,
Right.
green bananas.
Yeah, she said maybe
That's probably keeping her.
green bananas, and so guys, there's just, you know, so much to be grateful for. That you
So
could take a
much.
shower. Some of us take 2-3 showers a day. She's taking showers when it rains.
Only when it rains.
Only when it rains, and it doesn't rain often.
And we take the rain for granted.
Listen, we don't even want it to rain.
We don't want it to rain.
because
And
it's gonna spoil our plans.
Somebody out there waiting for
Yes.
it to rain so they could fill up some
Yes.
pails of
Yes.
water to drink and shower.
Right. I always
It's a
look at
messed up
rain,
situation, like-
especially, listen, my culture is Jamaican. Jamaicans don't go out in the rain, you know. If you're having a party, I don't care if you plan a party for 1 year. If it's raining on that day, 70% of us is not showing up because Jamaican people don't like rain. Guys, you know, if you're Jamaican, you know I'm telling the truth. So that, listen, rain is a blessing.
It is.
And God knows why he allows it to rain. So we need to look at rain as a blessing. Know that some people need to bathe in that rain. And thank God for your home. I don't even care where you live right now.
Just
If you
thank
watch that
God.
video, you need to thank God for a home, a roof over your head.
Oh my God, so much to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Everything in our house is broken down. We take great looking sofas and put it in the front.
Yes,
of
you were
our
saying that
house.
too.
And people take it and just dump it.
Right? If it's a
little
1 year,
spot.
2 years old, it old. I have a free friends like that. I hope my friends who's watching this, those you
We
know
just
who you
throw
are.
stuff. I have a room packed with stuff. Like, I gotta throw this out.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this. And people want a bed.
Right. And even your old clothing. You know, people need I'm good for, if I'm not wearing it, give it away. Don't throw it out. Somebody needs it. You know, clothing, shoes. That's so important. But this house. So tell us a little bit about what are the plans to make this get to where you envision it.
Okay, I am hoping that we can get some like-minded people who see this vision, who are touched, you know, who just got touched by what they see, to help, to donate somehow, to, you know, we contacted carpenters and construction workers in St. Lucia. They already send how much it costs to just build a 1 or 2 bedroom wooden house.
Wow. Wow.
And we have everything in motion just to get the people to sponsor and help for this project. A human being should not live in that state.
Right.
All over the Caribbean, I hope that we can do this.
Right, so that's a goal. The goal is to go all over the Caribbean.
The Caribbean. And just come together, and maybe down the line we could fly together and see our projects come from one stage to the other. I just want some people to just join with me and say, Carol, you know what? I want to be part of the house to home. We're going to just have a good time and blessing others while God bless, us. You know, I mean, we expect to pass through this, I heard her say, if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living will not be in vain.
Wow.
It will not be in vain. And this is a need. These people didn't make this up. You know, I was like, oh, wow, sometimes you want to send $100. Let me fix the Cleft Lip Foundation. Let me send some money to the Jews, not knocking anybody. We're not seeing this, but here you're going to be able to say, oh, wow, this is the house, this is my input. This is, this is the difference from A to B. We'll see that.
Right.
I just want my Caribbean people to just join in, and anybody else who want to join in. But I know, we got to love each other. And we got to work and help each other. Knowing every time we lay down on our bed, somebody's laying down on a mat or a broken down bed. And every time we take our little bed that we had for too long and put it outside, somebody would take your trash and use it with pride.
Right.
With pride.
Right. With pride. That's the key right there.
We're very proud to get whatever we throw out.
Right. There's some millionaires made with things that we've thrown out.
Yes.
You know,
taking and refurbishing and selling.
Even if you go to my street, we have the people collect the bottles that you put out in the street. They have it in the big. They're richer. They have a big house in Old Westbury.
Yes, but they're busy taking all the bottles we put out.
Yes.
Oh, so we supposed to now go and redeem our bottles.
Right.
Because I just threw all the bottles. Why don't we redeem it and give it to somebody?
Right. Listen, we can redeem it and give it to ourselves too. We need the money. Listen. But there's such a big nugget that we take these things for granted, and other people take our trash and make it into riches.
Yeah.
You know, and this is how we really have to start thinking differently, guys. We really got to start thinking differently. But you said, and I just want to say, we invite our Caribbean people, we invite our American people, we invite everybody. Listen, because I know American people who go to the Caribbean to help, you know.
Yes, everyone we invite.
We are all from the same place, guys.
Yes.
If you have the heart to help, then we want you to be a partner. I'm sure Carol wants you to partner in this.
Yes, partner with me and share this. You may know millionaires out there.
Yeah.
Say, join with me in the house to home. Let's get this done.
I wanted to bring up something. I don't know if our I know our listeners can't hear, but I definitely, for our listeners, please go on our YouTube Unloaded YouTube page, because we're going to have pictures of what I'm going to talk about right now, which is Carol's throw blankets. Many beautiful creations from this little lady here came right over her head. They are beautiful. I just wanted to tell us a little bit of these throw blankets.
Okay. I wanted to do something for mothers, and I was like, okay, what can I do? And it came to me, shine like the diamond you are, because I'm always trying to encourage and enhance lives. It's just something inside of me. I said, okay. Then I started playing around, and then I realized that, I have something called Elegantly Carol logo, where there's a diamond in it. So I called my friend who was a factory in Queens.
In Queens?
I called my friend who has a factory in Queens, and I said, we can do some throws, and I want that logo on it. First, I didn't even know what to put, but I know I was saying, shine like
a diamond
you are.
Wow.
And then it just came together. Oh, you have something with diamond. Why don't you use the logo, the picture? And then I said, you know what? These throws, you can, if you're feeling down, you're not feeling like you're feeling depressed.
Right.
Shine like the diamond you are. You could put that around you, and just boost you up. So then, or you could put it, nail it.
I'm actually gonna take one of these off so you guys can see. Go ahead, keep talking.
You could nail it on your wall and remind yourself you're a diamond. Just shine. Stop being, get out of the rough now and shine. And I just wanted to do this so women around could just love themselves and tap in to the diamond inside of them.
Hi, I am Carol Mirage, and I want you to shine like the diamond you are.
Carol Mirage has been an inspiration to women, helping them to recognize their self-worth. There's a diamond in you, and Carol Mirage is someone that is on a crusade, on a mission to make sure that diamond comes out once again.
So this Mother's Day, shine like the diamond you are. Treat your mom and yourself to one of these beautiful clothes. Click the link in the bio below and order now.
So shine like the diamond you are. You deserve it.
All of them are beautiful, so you can see. Just put it up in the camera for the ones who. And again, guys, if you're just listening, you could go on the YouTube page and actually see the diamond
throws. Yeah.
Diamond throws. This actually sparkles.
Yeah.
I know on the camera you can't see that well, but all of it sparkles, shine like the diamond. You are. Right?
Diamond you
so
are.
This, I really wanted you guys to see this because Carol has said that whomever purchases, a part of it will go to the proceeds of House to
Yes, definitely. We're going to do 30% to House to Home.
So 30%, guys, will go to House to Home. That's important to say because for those of us who, are living out of state, maybe cannot partner in other ways, all of us love a good blanket. All of us love a good blanket.
Yes.
And how can they get these, Carol? I know you were telling me before, but share with our listeners how they can purchase it.
Well, if you will see there, even in the back of this blanket, the yarn that was used shines. Even the front and the back shines. And it's so warm. You will never put it down. I took one for my daughter, and she would just walk around the house with it all day.
Oh, wow.
That's how the kind of yarn that was used on these blankets. We can purchase it. You can go to the Carol Mirage Foundation, $ Carol Mirage Foundation to purchase one, and leave your information like quantity and address. I think Cash App gives you space enough to put stuff on there.
Right, the Cash App. Mm-hmm.
So we can do that for now because it's not right now. You cannot purchase it from the website. We'll be doing that shortly. But you can input everything on Cash App, Carol Mirage Foundation, and you'll get one of these for $90.
$90. Okay, that's a great price for a beautiful handmade blanket.
Handmade, yeah.
It sparkles. It keeps you warm. It's just a beautiful. The quality is amazing. I love quality at a good price. So
Yes.
definitely, please give us one more time. What's the Cash App?
So $ Carol Mirage Foundation.
Okay. So if you guys go on to the website, it's called the Carol Mirage Foundation.com.
These stores aren't on my website,
Okay.
but carolmirage.org tells you what, it's my website.
Okay.
However, if you wanted to purchase one and you go to Cash App, you could input on Cash App quantity and address, and we'll get one to you.
Okay. Is there any way they can find pictures of it anywhere that you're to look at it?
I have a very small video. I can
Okay.
send it to you,
Right.
and you can.
So maybe
send
you
it.
guys can request a video so you can pick the ones that you want. I particularly like the pink one that we can't see right now, but all of them are beautiful, actually, guys. I want to backpedal since we have like a minute or two, a little bit, because I'm interested in your music. Are you going to be singing for us again? Is any of your music going to be out? What's the plan for the music?
When I went to Trinidad, I completed a song called Peaches. It's about a young girl who lost her mother by the hands of her father. I even wrote a play for that song. So we're
Okay.
trying to work that into a movie now. So
Heard
that's
that,
gonna
guys?
be-
You heard it here first on Unloaded. Go ahead.
That's it. Peaches is coming out, but
Peaches.
if you go to Carol Mirage, you will hear a song called "What Makes You You."
Okay.
What Makes You. There are songs on YouTube you can listen to, but I'm working on Peaches right now, and there's a song called "Endless" that just takes you in a different place.
Wow.
You could be traveling home and listen to that song. It's a beautiful song.
That's also on YouTube.
Yeah, Endless.
Oh, Endless, guys, by Carol Mirage. Please check it out on YouTube because she's also going to be rebirthing, I should say, because I know she's a singer and a songwriter. This is the time to really do the things that is in us to be birthed.
God
You
gave
know,
it to us. We
if
got to
God
do
gave it to us. Let's birth it. I want to talk a little bit about your little superstar that you birthed. Just tell us in like a minute. Just what is that dynamic to have that type of child?
Yeah, it's like
And that's Nicki Minaj, guys. You thought I was gonna forget. I didn't forget you. Go ahead.
when you're looking at your child on TV, and then she's just a household name, and people just crying when they see her, and oh my God, when I go out with her, people just shut down. We went into a mall in Trinidad, and everybody leave the mall, and when I look back, it was hundreds of people following her. Oh my God, you didn't tell me that was going to happen. But,
He knew.
I'm proud of her, very proud of her. I pray for her daily.
Right.
And may God just cover her. And I would like you guys to always remember her in prayer. Because when you reach a certain level,
I get it.
you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So she's constantly praying. We always praying her through.
You guys heard that.
But
Her
God-
mother's
God-
requesting prayer for her.
Yeah.
And all our children need prayer.
All my children, pray.
Yeah.
Remember Carol Mirage, pray for the Mirage family, and the Petty. She's Onika Petty now, and just pray. And thank God.
I
for
love
them.
that song she did with Tasha Cobbs. This, Nikki, was it during COVID time? I think I believe. What a beautiful song! You guys need to listen to that. You can feel the spirit of Nicki Minaj. She's a great spirit, and I felt that spirit doing that time when she sang that song with Tasha Cobbs.
Nikki likes to. I know people say the rough Nikki, but Nikki, if you tell Nikki to pray, you will be like, "Who's the evangelist?"
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Listen, you just heard that.
And Nikki, when I used to, I don't want to pay my tithes today. Let me just. She'll say, "Mommy, you paid your tithes?" because things going kind of funny. At the beginning, when she was younger, like a teenager, every time she gets a little bit of money, she puts away the tenth.
Wow.
Because I taught her that, and she never let it go. She blesses all the time.
Wow. And listen, that's a whole different story. We don't have time, but listen, I'm going to just say it's good to pay back. It's good to do what God expects of us, to feed the poor, feed the hungry, pay back. And a lot of people, you'd be surprised, as just, if you look at them, you may say, no, they don't do it. Those are the ones who do it.
Yeah.
They do it quicker than you and I.
Yeah.
They know to pay back. They know their blessing, this gift come from somewhere. Somebody, God. Even the people who don't know God themselves, they know it comes from somewhere, and they give back.
Yes, yes.
And that's a nugget and a gem.
Yes.
Nicki Minaj's mom asks if she paid her tithe. My daughter would do that. My daughter would say, Mom, did you pay your tithe?
Did you pay your tithe? Because I was like, oh my God, I have this to pay. Oh, like if something is, in the early times, something is happening. Did you pay your tithe? Really and truly, I probably just did take away some of the money and do something.
Pay Peter, pinch Peter to pay Paul, like we do.
I was like, wow. And she will just pack that envelope and then say, Mommy, could you drop this in? I'm like, you had all this money and I was trying to pay my light bill. She would save that money.
Wow, she's a
and
good
then
saver.
give me and said, put it in the church. And I would say, oh, I need an extra $100, and you've been saving this money.
Wow.
So that's something I really admire about her.
That's a nugget and a gem, guys. Really, if you make a promise to pay back. Pay back. It just works. But I just want to thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your heart. I've been blessed. And I know our listeners and our watchers will be blessed. Please, 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 I'm asking you to please go on the Carol Mirage Foundation and support House to Home, support the Throws, listen to her music, go on YouTube and listen to her music. This little powerhouse is doing great things, and we're all called to do great things. So what is your great thing? This is what Unloaded is all about, is really to inspire you to do something greater than yourself. So with that, I want to thank you all for being tuning in. I told you it was going to be great till the end. Please share this podcast with your friends and family. Today's podcast was sponsored by Anaz Spa Boutique, especially our oils today, which I'm going to give to our guests. This is our handmade oil made by my partner, which is my daughter, Jasmine, and I'm going to give it to her.
Thank you very much.
This is called Blossom Rose and Mango. Of course, it has a touch of the Caribbean. Please, please, please remember our sponsors, Anaz Spa Boutique. I can't say enough about this lady here. I can't say enough. I got to know her today like you all did. Please lock in with her, because this House to Home is going to go so many amazing places. And if you just want to give back, like we talked about, that's just a way to give back. Give your time. And if you have a couple of dollars, give it. It will come back to you tenfold all the time.
Yeah. Remember the Cash App? The $ Carol Mirage Foundation.
Yes.
You could send your donation there, and we will send you and just say, we're gonna get a little video to them, so they'll see all the beautiful colors.
So request a video so you can pick out the throw that you want. Again, thank you guys. Blessings to you all. Please again share and like this podcast. This podcast hopefully blessed you like it blessed me today. Bye, guys.